Welcome to PR Like a Boss, the podcast where we break down the strategies, wins, and lessons of building unforgettable brands with some of the best in the business. I'm your host, Patz, and today's episode is as sweet as it is sassy. Joining me is the fabulously bold Reshmi Bennett, founder of Anges de Sucre, French for Sugar Angels, and home to London's most luxurious cakes. Featured in Vogue and named Europe's best bakery by ES magazine, Reshmi has built a brand that's not only known for jaw-dropping cakes, believe me, they are exquisite and I won't have a birthday without one, but also her sharp wit and refusal to bend to influencer pressures. We're talking about her journey from baker to brand builder, her stand against freebies, and why she's not afraid to clap back when customers come for her. While I typically focus on the beauty and wellness sector, I believe Reshmi brings a refreshing perspective that bridges both product and service-based industries, offering valuable insights that brands and experts across the board can learn from. Reshmi, welcome to the show.
What a lovely intro. Thanks.
Well, let's start with the fact that Anges de Sucre, please excuse my pronunciation, has become synonymous with luxury. I mean, look, Vogue doesn't just write about anyone. So how do you manage to maintain that level of prestige without losing your down-to-earth charm?
I don't think I focus as such I don't equate prestige with Vogue or prestige with any titles that we get. It's more what we offer our customers. So I focus on the customer offering and the customer service and the entire experience going from end to end. So from the ordering process, the actual product where we don't compromise on ingredients, we don't compromise on finishing, and then of course the delivery as well. So we only use our in-house drivers. We don't use third-party couriers and all that sort of stuff. And our customer, basically, we aim to have as seamless experience as possible. And that's where I feel prestige lies, giving an excellent product with an excellent service and an excellent experience, as opposed to getting the labels are great. Don't get me wrong. I love being picked out by Vogue and I love all those accolades. But for me, prestige is when we have a 70% returning customer rate, and that I want to increase to hopefully 100%. But yeah, that's where the prestige lies. You coming back to us year after year, or anyone coming to us for their wedding cake and then they get married and then they have children, so they come back for their christening cakes and birthday cakes. That's prestige for me.
We've got to talk about storytelling. So from your blog to social media, you're constantly weaving in stories. How does that play into your luxury branding?
I believe that people buy from people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by showing more of a personality behind the brand, and that's what makes me different. That's what makes us different from a big high street chain bakery where we can leverage this. We can actually say, hey, we're people making your cakes. They're made by people, and I'm the person making your cake, and this is the team that's making your cake. And you can't just say, hi, it's me, and here's the cake I've made. You kind of need to give a bit of color behind it as well. So this is a bit about me. This is how I've come to make cakes, or these are the struggles I'm having making this cake. Or, I mean, we have one of our best hard-hitting blog posts is our 10 worst cakes.
I love that.
A blog about our 10 worst cakes. Now, professionally, maybe suicide, I don't know, but that's actually the blog post that the Evening Standard picked up on and then led them to us. And then they obviously saw the cakes that we sell. And they're like, what a flex. If you're a bakery that's talking about your worst cakes, you probably know you're pretty good.
Oh, well, my next question was about transparency and how does it connect with your customers, but you've pretty much answered that. Okay, well, let's dive into what I call the freebie rebellion. You've gone on record saying no to influencers asking for freebies, which in turn has gained you quite a bit of media coverage. What inspired that decision?
You've come for the tea.
I have. Bring it on.
I think it started way before even influencing was a thing. It started when we had bloggers. I don't know if you remember. people used to blog. And so we used to have a shop, and there was this one blogger that came in and, well, she kept sending requests. Oh, can I please come into review? Can I please come into review? I don't think it's a review if you're coming in and, having stuff for free. Obviously, free food tastes the best. So it's kind of a biased review, but she asked so many times it got awkward to say no. So we said, yeah, okay, fine. Gave her a typical customer experience whereby you have a couple of macarons, couple of marshmallows, and of course, bloggers, they like to go in pairs, always a plus one. So here's stuff for your friend too. And she wasn't happy with what she got. She was like, oh, I want that cake, I want this, I want this, I want this. And you tot it all up. It came up to like more than 100 pounds of stuff.
Wow, that's just greedy.
Greedy. And also, are you and your friend going to really go through 100 pounds worth of sweet stuff? No, you're not. So my manager at the time, she called me. She's like, Reshmi, this is the situation. What do I do? I said, no, 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 no. You tell her this is it. And if you don't want it, you don't have to have it. So then she went off, and then she wrote some awful stuff online and tagged us in. And then I retaliated on a blog. And I think that's how it kicked off. Like people ran with that story because it went viral. I was the number one tweeted topic on the 17th of August. I don't even know which year this was. This was many, many years ago. And it got such a reaction, mainly from other customers and business owners. Customers who thought, hang on a minute, why do these people get stuff for free just for posting? Like, I've got an Instagram account too. And in fact, my followers are probably more relevant because they're my friends and family. And that's actually word of mouth versus this person. And that makes a strong business case. Like, why? In fact, I would rather reward my customers, buy 5 cakes, get, 1 free, because that's rewarding custom as opposed to rewarding a stranger who doesn't really have any vested interest in my business as such and just wants a free cake. And they would probably go anywhere where they would get it for free.
Good point.
There's also this whole thing about smoke and mirrors on social media, where you see, oh, this person must be getting so much coverage because they've given, a Kardashian a free cake. Although I think Kardashians pay for their cakes. I don't know. They probably do.
Well, I should hope so with all the money that they have. Come on now.
Yeah, and I would rather a celebrity paid for our cake and didn't post about it. It's fine. I'm just happy you're having my cake. And I can have that quiet confidence that, although if I name drop, Catherine Ryan bought a cake from us recently and she posted about it on Instagram.
Amazing.
Oh my God, I love her! But yeah, there's that. There's this whole smoke and mirrors where other small business owners think I have to do this for free because otherwise I'm missing out on, I don't know, on all these likes. But likes don't pay bills, and likes will never translate into a paid gig. It never does. In fact, one influencer I did very early on gift a free cake to. It amounted to nothing. It's not like I'm just spouting off with no reason. It's I've done this. I've done it and I saw no ROI. I saw no results. If anything, she came back 5 years later asking for another free cake.
Oh dear.
I know. I'm like, come on, find another mug.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's definitely a bold stance. And I think so many small business owners feel quite trapped by the influencer culture. What advice would you give to those who feel the pressure to give away products or services for exposure?
I would say always bring it back to your customer. How would you feel if your customer found out that you are gifting a cake or whatever it is, a crib or a pram or a mud kitchen, whatever it is that you're gifting away? How would your customer feel knowing you're gifting it to an influencer? If you feel your customer would be like, oh, yeah, that's just business, fine, go ahead and do it. It's your money. You want to spend it that way because it is money and it is spending money. If you want to spend it that way, do it. If you feel that there is a slight chance that you're going to put off anyone, your hardworking customers who choose to support you, who choose to vote with their wallets on you, a small business, will be put out at all, thinking, hang on a minute, why are they doing this? Why don't I get a 20% off voucher or something instead for being a loyal customer? Then I don't think it's worth it. Then I think you do that. You take that money that you would spend on gifting XYZ list celebrity. Instead, give it as an incentive to your customers. You can do that very easily. And I think people forget. They think a free thing doesn't cost them anything. It does. A free cake costs me a lot of money. I'd rather not be working. I'd rather not make that cake.
Yeah. Well, that's a good strategy, actually. I like that. Now, you've been known to also call out some wild customer comments
Gosh,
online. I mean, I love reading your answers. You're unapologetically yourself. Why is it so important for you to take a stand on those issues?
It's really when I feel it's already in the public domain.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's in the public domain, because I wouldn't just dob someone in it because, this so-and-so person didn't like my cake, blah, 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 blah. It's a cake. Some people like Nando's, some people don't like Nando's.
Yeah.
Some people will like my cake, some people will not like my cake. It's just when it goes into the public domain, and if in the instance I feel it's particularly unfair or it gets personal, and I feel like my team did everything or I did everything, and it's not painting an accurate picture of what the service was, the product might not go down well, because there's always that chance. I'm not as egotistical to think everybody in the world will love my cake. If you don't, you have bad taste, but those bad taste people exist. I must accept them.
Well, you can't make everybody happy.
No, but if beyond that, if they're complaining about the service that they received, which I know would have been the best service, because it is in our best interest to make sure we treat the customer with the most respect and making their lives easy and trying to be as accommodating as possible. And if that then gets criticized or critiqued and it's unfair, then I feel like I have to step in. And now I don't want to step in like a very cookie cutter John Lewis type of response, because we're not John Lewis. We're not faceless business. We have our faces literally on the website and in social media and everywhere else. And we like it that way because it makes it more personable. I'm not going to give a dear sir / madam type of response. I'm going to give a, hey, that was uncool kind of response. And I feel that makes it more human. And it also pays to be that way because it gets noticed more.
Mm-hmm.
It gets noticed more because if that bad review or whatever it is getting read, the response will be read as well. If it's personalized. If it's not personalized, it'd be like, oh, okay, these people get complaints and they do nothing about it. I want you to read what we do about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it needs to be worded in a way that grabs attention, that is compelling to read. Because if it's a whole, oh, I'm so sorry to hear of your disappointment, blah, 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 no one's going to read that. Why would you want to read that?
I think that takes a bit of balance, doesn't it? And a bit of a juggle, staying professional while also being authentic at the same time. So I think the way you address these situations is just human, really. And that's what people want. They want that connection, don't they?
Yeah. And if through appearing more human, I am endearing ourselves to another customer who may have been on the edge, either way, that's better for me, because I don't want to attract the type of customer that is like this one.
Mm-hmm.
So they would be automatically, kind of sifted out. It's kind of like a nature sifting sieve. It's natural selection.
It is natural selection. That's exactly what it is.
So I'm going to attract the same kind of people with the same vibe, and I'm going to repel people who want to be repelled. And that's fine, because not everyone is going to be our customer, and the ones who are our customers stick around.
Yeah, but it's like, friendships, like find your tribe. It's the same scenario.
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Exactly. So true. Coming back to the Vogue pieces and the BBC and ES magazine, how have those pieces helped your business?
They have helped immeasurably in ways I don't even know. But bearing in mind, we've been in business for almost 14 years now. It's a long time. These things don't get done overnight. There was never an overnight moment for us. I wish there was. I wish there was an overnight success moment where they became viral or this, that. It never actually happened. We kind of just trickled along. And this has happened over the years. And now, because there's almost a legacy behind now that it keeps feeding itself. So we were recognized by Vogue more than 10 years ago. And as a result, other people, CN Traveler, have heard of us. And so we've been profiled by CN Traveler. Because CN Traveler heard of us, then Evening Standard noted us. And then because Evening Standard noted us, Metro noted. So that's how it kind of went. And it's by just maintaining the standards we're maintaining and staying fresh. Like, we keep reinventing ourselves, and we have to, because if you don't, you become like yesterday's fish and chip paper.
It's true. You need to move with the times. It's such a
You,
cliche and I hate it, but it's true.
it's true. Like, look at Madonna.
Oh, I know, right? She reinvents herself every X amount of years, doesn't she? I think
Must
she's
be
brilliant.
exhausting.
I know, but she does it so well. She's,
She
a
does it,
powerhouse in her own right.
and Swifty's done it.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, like Katy Perry, proof's in the pudding.
That's it. So true. Okay, it's time for a little game. This one is called Bake It or Break It. I'm going to throw out some quirky, borderline ridiculous cake requests your way, and you have to tell me whether you'd bake it and take on the challenge or break it and walk away. And feel free to share why you'd choose to bake or break each one, okay?
Okay, let's go.
Okay. First one. A cake shaped like a life-size flamingo with wings that flap. Would you make this majestic flamingo treat a reality?
Absolutely. I love flamingos. And I would even I want to meet the person that orders this, because I bet that party is banging. I can already think about the wings. I want it to be like a pulley kind of mechanism. So the person stands behind the flamingo cake and then pulls these strings, with making the wings flap. And it looks like he's flying behind the flamingo. That would look so cool. Yes, 100% bake it.
I love that. I might put a request in for my birthday.
Yeah. Squirrel away a couple of K and it'll be yours.
A cake that plays music when you cut into it. Like, think edible cake meets DJ booth. Are we baking or breaking?
Breaking.
Are we?
Yeah.
No, not feeling that one.
Not really feeling that one. Also, it'll probably be like a really naff song. Music is it's so dependent on how you hear it. It'll probably be some tinny, awful sound, like, like listening to someone else's phone on the bus.
Yeah, or the little, the birthday pop-up cards.
Break it, not happening.
Break it. A cake made entirely out of vegetables for a keto party. Sounds fun.
I'll make it. I would hate to be at that party. Like, can you imagine a steamed cauliflower cake? I'll make it. I love cauliflower. I have no problems making that for someone. It's just, at that party, everyone's going to be eating this cauliflower cake, and it's going to be a farty party. I'm not in. I'm out. I'm out of the party, but I'll make the cake.
I'll just be in the corner drinking the booze. Like, no, thank you. How about a 10-tier cake that needs to be transported up a mountain by hand? Scenic adventure or way too much heavy lifting?
Okay, I like going up mountains. I may take 9 friends and each one has to carry a tier. I will charge a lot of money for this, and because no one else will do this, I will get the gig, and I'll also make a holiday out of it. So yes, I'll bake it.
I like your thinking. Double whammy.
Yes, I'll bake it.
Bake it. How about a cake that can double as a functional handbag? Bake it or break it?
I'll bake it. I'll bake it because that's like just a cake and hollow out the middle. So you're paying a lot for less, fine. If you're stupid enough to use it as a handbag, that's not my problem. I've delivered the cake handbag. You put in whatever you want to put in there. You want to put in your makeup, your keys, I don't know, your iPad, whatever it is, you want to put it in a cakey frosting mess, you do it. But I get paid. So yes, I'll bake it.
And just for kicks, a cake that looks like the customer's boyfriend's supercar for tomorrow and pay an exposure.
For tomorrow, for exposure. Right. I will take the gig and then I'm going to send the boyfriend a letter telling him that his girlfriend only remembered his birthday yesterday. That is what I'm going to do.
I love your takes, Reshmi. This has been Hilarious. You've officially proven there's no challenge too big or too bizarre to tackle or, well, to turn down with sass, really. This chat has been an absolute treat, pun intended. Before we wrap up, if you could send one message to customers about how to engage with small businesses, what would it be?
I would like customers to approach small businesses as if they're run by humans. So when you go into a Sainsbury's or when you go into any shop and you see a human there, how you interact with them, hopefully well, hopefully with just common sense and empathy. That is what I would suggest. And that's how you get the best out of the business. When the business, whoever is the human at the other end, and most small businesses are going to be small, they're going to be your mums and dads. And the moment they feel they're being seen or they're being treated like human, they're going to give you the best of them. So, I mean, that's just a sneaky trick. It's manipulative, but it's great.
It's just being human, like having common courtesy and remember your manners and all of that, no?
Yeah, yes, it is. But apparently common courtesy isn't as common as we think.
I know, you're very, very right there. Thank you so much for joining me. I think
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
It was fun, wasn't it? I think you're a total boss, and I know my listeners have loved this peek into your world. Where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Anges de Sucre. They can find me dipping my toes in TikTok because I am trying to be a cringe millennial on TikTok. And they can find me on our website at www.angesdesucre.com.
And to all my listeners, thank you for tuning in. If this chat resonated with you, don't forget to follow, subscribe, share this episode, or leave a review. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget, if you're ready to elevate your PR game, check out my e-course, PR Like a Boss. It's packed with actionable tips to help you get noticed and stand out. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, keep PRing like a boss.